Hello and welcome to another episode of Foundation, and in this episode we've got a couple of goals to be working on. For this one I'm thinking we're going to tackle what I believe to be two of our biggest needs at the moment for our residents, and that is goods and entertainment. We find ourselves looking from our very first market that we ever started, the centre of our village, over the river, which we have never crossed, and today is the moment that we cross that river. I've already gone ahead and bought all of these tiles that we're going to need around here, and yeah, I think this is going to be where we start building our hop farms and various things that we need to build the goods and the entertainment things that we are working on. So in order to be crossing over here, we are going to be wanting a bridge, and I think I'd quite like a sort of path to come out of the market and down to a bridge across here. So let's go ahead and build it. Probably won't be a super fancy bridge because this isn't necessarily a wealthy part of the town. I quite like how that looks, so let's go ahead and build that. And once that bridge is done, we are going to want a lumber camp over here in order to start clearing some of these trees. So in order to be able to produce common wares and candles, we're going to have to unlock them on the progression menu, which we can do here. Here is common wares, and here is candles. And in order to create beer and wine, we will need to unlock both of those as well. So we have beer production, and we can't afford to unlock wine right now, so we will leave that for the moment. There are two sets of improvements we can also unlock, one for the candle workshop and one for the common wares improvement. They're pretty expensive, but I'm probably just going to go for both of them so that we're able to use them up front. And we are also going to be wanting stalls to sell these goods in our markets, so we will need to expand out a little bit. And for that we will need the goods stall. I believe we already have a spare table here where, yes, we are selling candles, although we don't really have any yet. And we can build one more stall in this market as well. There we go. And if we come and have a look at our new goods production buildings, we've got this common wares workshop and this candle workshop. The common wares workshop produces 3 common wares in exchange for planks and iron, so we'll probably want to put that near our planks and iron producing areas. I think we could put it down here somewhere on our high street, maybe opposite the tavern, or actually maybe just over here outside the city limits. And we can also add on this tower, which will multiply production by 2. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and build that. And this building requires light fortification, so it might actually be a good idea to build it actually within this city area. So let's go ahead and move these parts. There we go. And I quite like that positioning, so let's go ahead and build that there. And our next building we want built is this candle workshop, which is going to produce 2 candles in exchange for 2 wax, 1 iron and 1 tools. Now, wax is produced at our monastery, and so we might want to put it near the monastery. Oh, and I've been caught out again. This one also requires light fortification, so I'm going to have to think about where that light fortification is. And I'm tempted to, because of that, is actually just to go and build this building also within our light fortification city walls, a bit like we did with the candle workshop, and place it somewhere around here. The other good thing about building things in this area is that there is lots of space for people to move in around. We've got all of this high density housing, so whether these buildings require serfs, commoners or citizens, we should be pretty well prepared for them. And we have now built this bridge and people are beginning to cross it, which is quite exciting, and create a bit of a path. We can employ some woodcutters over here to begin getting rid of this lumber. And as this market is nearer the monastery, I will go ahead and say we want to sell candles over here, and I will say we want to sell common wares over at this market. And that probably also means we need to be storing those common wares and candles somewhere nearby. We've got a bit of space in here, so I will store common wares in here. Oh, and our common wares workshop has been built, so this is best suited to citizens. We can employ a couple of citizens in here and immediately promote them. And in order to keep up with our candle maker, we're probably going to be wanting even more people to work in an apiary. So I might see if we can build out our apiary a bit more over in the monastery. So we've built 2 more apiaries over in our monastery. And I'll make sure I am promoting our novices in the monastery to brothers and sisters, the ones which are beekeepers, as that will help us keep working very efficiently. It looks like I may have already promoted the beekeepers we already have, so I'll go ahead and promote my copyists instead. And as we've opened up some new territory, we're also able to do a little more prospecting. So I will begin to do that. And our candle workshop is also ready for 2 workers, so we will give that to them and promote them immediately as well. And it looks like some common wares have already found their way into our warehouse, which might mean they are being sold at our market. Yes, we have 30 common wares being sold, which is good. That should be helping to solve our goods crisis somewhat. So now we may want to start building a few more of our little taverns that we're going to be able to sell the beer and wine out of, and we could just sell berry brew out of them for now, and that is hopefully going to solve the entertainment need that we're having a bit of an issue with. So my idea is just to build like a few smaller taverns dotted around. There we go, and I'm pretty happy with that tavern. So let's go ahead and build all of that. And they're already making pretty good progress on this service counter. It's nearly built, but we are going to want to build a couple more in our other various hamlets. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We can go ahead and build a small tavern down in this hamlet. And that's another pretty nice tavern that we can go ahead and build. And we can have this tavern serving berry brew for now, because I do believe we have quite a lot in stock. And we might want one more slightly more high density tavern over on our high density island. pretty happy with that one as well, so let's go ahead and build it. And we've just had 4 new people arrive, which is perfect timing for them to come and work at this tavern that we built over here. And they can all sell berry brew as well. And so now we can probably move on to building our hop farm that we'd like to build over this side of the map. If we come down here to our buildings, we've unlocked both hop farm and brewery. Brewery requires wheat, hops and water in order to create beer, and the hop farm is what grows the hops, so we were going to need those first over this side of the map. So I've just built another hop farm down here as well, and I would also like to build the brewery over here, which is going to be a pollutive building, so we'll need to keep it away from our non-pollutive buildings. And our hop farm, our first hop farm has finished being built, so hopefully we can put some workers in there and begin to paint out the crop field. There we go, and hopefully they will start beginning to plant some hops over there. Well, they will also probably start wanting some housing over the side of the map, which we could put in just around this clearing. And our high density island tavern has also been built out, so we can get a couple of taverners in there serving beer once we've started creating it. And our second hop farm has been built, so we can go ahead and add farmers in here and paint this crop field too. And we've just had some new citizens arrive, which is perfect timing because I would like them to come and work in our brewery, which we only need 1 citizen for, it turns out. And I think if I promote him beyond commoner, he's going to have a bit of a hard time finding a house to live in. To be honest, he might even have a hard time finding a house to live in as a commoner. So let's see if he starts complaining or not. Because the brewer also wants some water, I think I'm going to have a well built nearby as well. In order to store all of these hops and beer, we are going to need another granary as well, so we may as well build one of those here. And I would like to build one last hop farm down here along the coast as well. And we have had a few more immigrants, so we are now able to come over and employ these hop farmers and paint out this final crop field over here. There we go, and that will hopefully be enough to keep the brewer pretty busy. Yeah, we're already storing loads of hops, so to be honest we could probably go and build another brewer, I think, and that wouldn't be too many. And I really like how this looks down on the water, so I'm hoping they're going to be able to access that okay. I'm going to go and build it there. We're also looking at a surplus of herbs from our monastery, so I'd like to go and buy the luxury market which I think will enable us to sell our herbs. And our next brewery has finished being built, so we can assign a brewer in there, which is good. And it looks like we found a marble deposit and an iron deposit over here, so I'm going to go ahead and set up a mining area over here as well. And this is our luxury goods stall that has now been built, and yes, it looks like we can sell herbs here, so I would like to do that. We can also sell honey, which we have some of, and we have a few gems, but we haven't started up our jewellery trade yet, so we'll just stick to herbs and potentially honey at some point. I also need to make sure I assign a market tender, and I think that this building is actually going to look best if we use all red tents around it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. And I totally forgot that I said I would come and build out this iron deposit, so I will do that now. And our bailiff only found stone in this next deposit, although it could be worse. We're always in need of stone, so... And we just hit a population of 500, which I think would be a pretty good place to end this episode. Over 500 villagers now call your city home, a remarkable achievement. You've created a vibrant community that stands proudly among the realm's grandest. The future holds much promise and adventure for everyone. And so with that, I will leave us looking over our brand new hop fields and the rest of the city. This was a pretty exciting episode. We crossed over to the other side of the map and started making 2 different types of goods, wares and candles, and we also created beer for the first time. Thanks so much for following on, and I will see you in the next episode.